Right.
Hello everyone, welcome to Pauline's place. And lately Stan and I have been coming here to Pariwa Cemetery. We've got people that we want to see, that is, we want to look at their gravestone, remember them, and we've been here to take a burial. So in our culture, you can have a service in the church, a Christian service, and then sometimes the person chooses to be buried. And the other choice is cremation. And so recently we've had occasion to come here to lead a burial service where the coffin goes in the ground. And it is rather beautiful, and Stan talked about a funeral on Saturday and being at the graveyard. Well, I wanted to talk to you about love. And I'm at a graveyard because so often it says in loving memory of, or just the one I'm looking at, much beloved parents, beloved grandparents. And you can see two people who had long lives and died quite soon after each other. The calendar today says that there's nothing stronger than two souls that find each other and who are there for each other through everything. It's not the exact quote, but we all look for that, don't we? Someone who is there till death do you part, and then even in death they're not parted because they want to be together. It's hard to come by, it's a gift, and then once you have the gift you have to work at it, and sometimes you work at it slavishly, but it doesn't end up like that. And I think that may be you, I don't know. Or you can remember you had such a relationship and the one whose soul you were joined to died. How sustaining any relationship that you're bound together. How wonderful it is when two human souls find each other. Husband and wife, sister, brother, children and grandparent, people of the same gender who are now can marry, people who choose not to marry but just commit to each other. Our society is getting kinder. I don't think we're any better at making these relationships. But in a way, I love the fact that these kind of relationships of commitment are now celebrated. But I want to talk about those who have found one and it's one partner's gone, or those who are very hurt because they thought they found one and it wasn't that. I don't want you to give up, because now the traditional relationship is not the only one to look for. And in commitment, some of our other needs are met that might not have been in the traditional relationship. Well, I know in my life when I was a young girl, about, I think, 13 to 15, and I was working at a little job before and after school, packing eggs. It was so important to me to have that job. It really meant my life. But it was quite hard work and in the middle of a dark pine tree forest, a big poultry farm. And I had a friend, a male friend, and he knew that sometimes it was not possible for me to finish my job and get to the school bus, and he would be there waiting for me in this little place I lived, and he'd have ironed my uniform, and he had my petticoat ready because I had a petticoat, and he'd hold it out and I'd quickly get in and put my uniform on, and we'd run together to the bus, and then he'd be at the bus waiting for me. Even at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's quite dark in the pine forest. We were such close friends. We never kissed. We sometimes hugged, didn't hold hands and walk through the forest. I didn't know then about someone being a homosexual, but we had such a lovely bond, and I'll never forget those times. And we would laugh and cry over so many things. It was a gift to me. I pray that all our children, our young adults can find someone they trust, with whom they feel safe. And perhaps the gift of finding someone till death do us part can be theirs, and in death still be together. I don't know what happens after here. I believe in heaven, but if you tell me to give a description, I'd have to make it up. I just believe that what makes me Pauline outlasts my physical body, and in some way the love of God and I will be joined together. I believe that with all my heart, and I'm glad to celebrate it, and I'm glad to think about it in this place called Pariwa, where people have come to be buried. Their souls have gone, and their bodies are dust to dust.